Dan here with Dan at Sarah Makers, and we are into one of our adventures today. Last week we were here and we had an amazingly good windstorm that knocked out the top of the tree that's standing behind me. It was a tri-dominant tree, now it's a co-dominant tree, and the wind caused it to start splitting worse and worse and worse. The one piece that came down landed on top of a car, and we've got some video of cleaning that up.
What just happened? We have quite the storm all of a sudden, no power. And it's a two-pronged tree, so we're afraid the next piece is going to come off next. It's cracking, and Dan's standing in the way. Kind of rotten. We need to cut that one down. If it doesn't fall down first.
So that tree actually splits into 3 different trunks up at one point instead of 2, which is typical.
Wow. I didn't realize it was 3.
Yeah, so it's still got two pieces.
I'm getting out of here.
Make sure we have the batteries charged up for this thing.
What thing?
The chainsaw, at least a couple batteries charged.
Well, the power's out. So.
Oh, the power's out now? Oh, I didn't know it was out. That was weird, considering how bad the shop's going to be when that tree comes down. Because it's going to hit the shop, probably 80% chance. Don't leave your camera up in a windstorm.
Well, we got the car uncovered, and then we got 200 feet down the road.
Tree! And then the other 2 remaining tops started splitting worse and worse, which endanger the shop over here and potentially anybody walking through here in a storm or cars parked in this area around the driveway. So we need to take this high-risk tree. So we'll go through all the steps that we do. We're going to use this UTV Cushman here to help pull tension on the tree to get it to fall in the correct direction so it doesn't take out the shop. And we'll have to do some climbing and rig it up high, so it's gonna be...
So we hope it doesn't take out the shop.
Yeah, we hope it doesn't.
Don't jinx us.
Don't jinx it. Okay. So there was a good potential it would have hit the shop last week, but fortunately the storm ended before that happened. Sarah's taking the Cushman down the road. I've got a few branches to just trim off as I climb it because I'm using spurs, so I don't need to worry about trying to go around branches and stuff like that. So I'll cut them off with the Makita as I go. I'll get up to slightly higher than where it's split, just where the two trunks, the codominant trunks, are at. I haven't decided 100% if I'm gonna use a nylon ratchet strap or a chain to bind the top together. So as it does go over and we pull it, they stay where they are. We don't want any, have it start going over and have one of the trunks pop off and come straight down and kill me or anything fun like that. So we'll bind them together up at the top, and then I will put a sling around, and I've got a 5/8 inch rigging rope, which is a really heavy duty, I think it's right around to like a 15,000 pound breaking strength. That's less or more than its working load, but it's still quite a few thousand pound working load. We'll run that from the high point down to a tree. We've got a big rigging impact block that will redirect off to the road, tie the other end to the Cushman. That way we can get tension on it as it goes. So for climbing the tree itself, like I said, I've got spurs, which I don't use normally because typically I'm climbing trees either for fun or for pruning and not taking them out, so we don't want to damage trees that we want to save. But in this case, this tree's coming out. So I've got a steel core flip line. This will be basically my primary safety as I'm climbing the tree. This goes around the tree and hooks to my harness on either side. And then I haven't used this yet, but this is a Buckingham tree squeeze. So this basically acts a lot like a flip line, but in this case I can put a moving rope or DRT system, double rope system, and this will progress up the tree with me, so I can tie in. It'll anchor me with a set of basically friction saver rings up at the top, and then I've got a Petzl zigzag which I'll use for ascent and descent control. If I need to move around much up there, I probably won't, but this will allow me to get down the tree so I don't have to back climb all the way down, and then I can disconnect it and pull this system down from the ground. So that's basically how I'm going to climb the tree and be safed off at 2 points at all times. All right, it's been a while since I've done this, so we'll give it a try and hopefully everything goes well. I don't stab my rope too many times.
Have you stabbed it yet?
Not yet.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think you're good.
Okay.
Ah, the trees are coming together.
So go ahead and put the coupling, screw it on to the sling,
Actually.
It's a big loop, so anywhere is fine.
Okay. Do you want me to hook anything
As
else?
soon as I disconnect this, or while I'm working on this,
Yeah.
go ahead and take the big yellow rope
Yeah.
and start freeing up the end of it.
Okay. Okay.
Up and away.
You're happy with your knot though, right?
Yeah. So the nice thing about a bowline is you can pull a ton on it, and it's easy to get out.
Okay. All right. That step is done. Nice job, dude.
Our intention is to fell the tree to the left of the, so two trees over. The one tree that Sarah's running the rope past right now, it's almost got no branches on the left side. So if we wipe down the side of that, we're not going to be delimbing the entire thing. We'll probably hit the other tree if we do. And if for some reason it does not go that way, it will have another tree in between that and the shop to help protect the shop.
We're good.
All right, so this will help determine where we should or could.
I think you're right. I think we can use the codominant tree here.
So this is a loopy sling. It's basically an adjustable loop, and you adjust it until you're fairly close to the tree, and then you pass your hardware through the other end. So I'm gonna extend it out because this is a fairly good sized tree, and then we can shrink it down here in a minute if we need to. So then I just pass the block, which is this massive pulley, through there. So I want it a little bit closer to the tree. So my sling is a little bit too long at the moment. It's like everything is Velcro out. So we've got about 150 feet of rope running back up the hill to the top of the tree where I was in it. We're gonna bring it down in a straight line,
Hopefully.
to our block here, and then it's gonna redirect slightly off towards the driveway, and we'll hook this last 50 feet or so up to the Cushman and use that as our method of tensioning the top of the tree when we get to start pulling. So this impact block, it's got a spring-loaded portion, so the sheave on the side rotates around, it unlocks itself. Install it pretty much anywhere in the rope, and then I just push that pin through, rotate it 180 degrees, and now it's locked. So ideally we'll push, or not push, you can't push the rope. Typically, I've tried to use Humboldt cuts when I cut a tree down because I'm so experienced. That's a joke. A Humboldt cut is where you basically cut a straight line or a level line and then a notch. So basically it looks like a little smiley face and the notch falls out or the wedge falls out, and then you cut from the back side. This particular tree, I'm gonna do what's called an open face cut, which basically gives you a 90-degree wedge out of the front. The advantage of that is that the hinge wood or holding wood will stay intact until the tree is almost on the ground, because it goes 90 degrees before those two sides connect. Because I'm not like Buck and Billy Ray, where I can just throw a saw against a tree and make it fall any which way and all my cuts always line up, I'm actually going to take a few minutes. I'm going to be a real nerd about this, and I'm going to draw where I want my cut lines to go, because I want this actually to go in a set direction. So my first thing is I'm going to take a string line, I'm going to loop it around the tree, and I'm going to basically pull it so it's going the direction I want it to fall, and then I can use my framing square to then start squaring it up.
So be including like nerd, carpenter, engineer. Like, I don't think I've ever heard of anything quite like this before, Dan.
Oh, come on. So does that look fairly...
Now it's straight.
On this way, and since there's nobody else out here except myself, I'm just going to lay it on the ground like that, and that'll give me roughly the direction of fall that I want. That looks awesome. And then we want about 1/3 of the tree to be the wedge that gets cut out.
Which looks like so little.
Yeah.
Recording.
So I went off the pivot point and I did approximately a 30-degree angle here and a 60-degree angle down. So that gives us our 90-degree. Then I kind of came around the front side and I brought it up, kind of pivoting around to our center point and following that line down. So I'll come over to this side and duplicate that. All right.
Only you and I would know what that is.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of pre-score this so we don't lose the mark. All right, and I think the back side we can see.
Okay.
Here we go. You smiley happy?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Like Walmart smiley face.
good. I'm glad to see that. All right, Do we want to put one more strap up here so it doesn't barber chair when you put tension on it?
Yep.
That's fine. We're good! Yep.